Hello everybody, and I hope you're having a fantastic day, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the treasure spawn that just came out. Okay, so with this treasure spawn, it looks like they're going back to their kind of like rip-off concept and idea when it comes to doing like featured gear treasure spawns. This one's going to be 50 gems, you're going to be able to spawn 2 times, and it's only going to give a chest. First time half off is going to be 50 gems, after that it's going to be 100 gems, you can only do it 6 times. And here, they have no rates, so you're literally getting no rates for the feature gear whatsoever. I mean, you got rates, but they're not even worth mentioning, so I'm not even going to talk about them, because almost everybody, if not everybody, will not be getting any of the feature gear just from the spawn tent alone. Where you're actually going to be getting it is through the chest. Each time you spawn, you're going to get 1 chest, and literally each time you spawn. The double chance will not be activated, so no luck on that, no dice on that, which is going to be completely stupid, and I'll talk about in a second. And then from there, they offer the monsters they offer are nothing special, to be fairly honest, either. They offer 236s that we have seen constantly and have appeared within multiple treasure and ticket spawns, and then from there it's just straight up 35 costs that have been around everywhere, and 34 costs again that have been around everywhere. So nothing all too special, seriously, and it's so dumb. And if it isn't enough, they took away, like, they didn't take away the summoning scroll feature, but compared to the feature gear, you're going to get feature gear a lot more than you're going to get summoning scroll. Like, the rates for the feature gear are going to be boosted compared to summoning scroll. So it's kind of like, they didn't take away it, but they made it a lot harder to actually obtain the summoning scroll, and that's just stupid. I like the summoning scroll logic, first of all. That was a great idea. Like, you have no idea how much that actually helped me out, believe it or not. And then they got drops of ether. I don't find drops of ether worth 100 gems or 50 gems if you get lucky. If not, which actually is not lucky at all if you get drops of ether for 50 gems, but 100 gems for drops of ether, I think I'm just gonna stick to my special spawns and have them be 15 gems and maybe 30 gems if I feel like spawning them and I feel rich. If I feel rich, 30 gems, not 100. I don't like my drops of ether 100 gems. That is a complete ripoff, and there's no way I would be spawning ether for 100 gems. And then from there, you got a weapon / defense gear guarantee, not guarantee, but gear selection medal. You're only gonna get 1 of them. This is pretty much how it's going to work. From this list, these are the 2. So if you have 2 of them, which you can technically only get the maximum of 2, this is what you can exchange for them in the medals. And then if you get 1, this is what you can exchange for them in the medal. And as you all know, it's going to cost, after the first time, it's going to cost 100 gems. So this right here, for the price they are, is ridiculous. It looks like I think I read like a comment saying, when is the critical hit chance gear gonna come back out? It looks like they're bringing it back out, but the price that it's worth, I don't think is going to be worth it, because that means you have to hit it twice. So if you get lucky, all you have to do is use 250 gems. If you're unlucky though, it's going to cost 550 gems to get 1 of these pieces. 550 gems to get 1 of these pieces. Because the first time half off is going to be 50 gems. So if you get like the medal, and then you get the jackpot, you can restart. That's already 150 gems, and if you get the medal first time, that's only 250. But if you get completely unlucky and have to do 3 chests twice, that's actually going to be 550. So it could take anywhere between 200 and 550 gems to actually obtain just 1 of these, something that you could easily get some summoning scrolls for 10k medals and some treasure spawns. It literally takes to get 1 of these. I don't find that all too worth it. I really don't. For the skill they have, it might be useful, but I don't think it's that prompt to work or like expensive or worth getting for that much. I really don't. They have a thing called Fatal Testaments, and this is not going to be a dramatic change. It's not going to be an OP switch within Unison. Like, I know they're trying to promote it and make it seem that way with their crap ton of like what are these called? Divine Testaments, but that's not the case. That's not the case. I think 3 Fatal XLs or 4 Fatal XLs will do the trick, because you're going to need 2 constants, so that's going to be 2 slots taken up, and then from there, I'm not even sure how many divines or art ofs you're going to be using, the art of fatalities you're going to be using. So that could be actually, that's going to be at least 3. That's going to be at least 3. Like fatals, that's going to be at least 3 and possibly even 4. But keep in mind, they're going to have proc rate just like fatals after you hit the critical chance ups, because those are the only things that are not going to be like by proc rate. I mean, that actually getting a critical hit is going to be by proc rate, but the increasing their critical chance is not going to be by proc rate. Even these are going to be by proc rate, so it still gets like halfway iffy after the critical, like the attack constant skill with the critical chance ups, because just like fatals, these are the art of fatality and divine testament are going to have procs. So yeah, and on top of it, as you already seen, like they offer gear that's like, what, this stuff is no longer the highest cost in the game. This is not 35 cost bow, well, not 35 cost bow, 35 cost weapon, and 31 cost armors. And then from there, everything below here is going to be 34 cost or 33 cost weapons. So, oh, they're 34 cost weapons, my bad. So they're going to be 34 cost weapons. So that's not all too worth it. When you get instead right here, do this one, it's going to be at least 35 cost. That's 35 cost. This was 34 cost. Guaranteed within 50 gems. Of course, it's going to be random compared to this one. This one's going to be a lot more expensive, but I'm just saying, like, for the price you have at A-Team, I don't think it's really worth it whatsoever. I personally don't think it's worth it at all. Seriously, this is a really bad price for a spawn. You're eventually going to get what you want, possibly, not monster wise, because monster wise is going to be random. But when it comes to the feature gear, if you're trying to get like the last no piece, like if you're like me and you only have one and you might think about getting the last, you're eventually going to get it. It could be very, very, very costly and just not worth it. Legitimately not worth it. I would personally recommend saving up if you're going to be doing a light 40 cost. It should be coming out soon. It's going to be inevitably coming out soon. You can just save up for that. I don't think throwing 550 gems that could get you the monster easily is worth throwing in this spawn that only offers one feature gear that you could easily just swap out for fatals and is not the highest cost anymore. So that means it doesn't give the highest amount of stats anymore. But yeah, that's my opinion. Again, I can't completely not recommend this. If you're going to do this, go ahead and do this. But if you're free to play, please don't do this. If you're free to play, this is going to be not for you whatsoever. And I don't recommend this if you are free to play, like, whatsoever. These are for more high, like, way more of, like, pay to wins. I'm not even talking about people with, like, a limited budget. I'm talking about people who can actually spend and not really take any recoil or side effects or anything negative by spawning this. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for watching, and I hope this helped out. This is the AzureWrath, and I'll catch you in the next video. I'm out. Peace.